This is Bible Stories in 5 minutes. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to 5-Minute Bible Stories. As we are focusing on 25 days of Christ, we're telling the stories of Christ leading up to the day of Christmas. I want to thank you guys for joining us. We are on day 22. If you guys would like to order this devotional, it's available online at www.25daysofchrist.com. It's something we've done with our kids for the past couple years, and they love doing it because they get to hang these little ornaments with each story that we tell them. I wanted to share this with y'all as well. So we are on day 22. We're going to be reading out Luke chapter 23, verses 33 through 33 through 46, and 50 through 56. And we're going to be talking about the crucifixion and the burial. So Luke 23, verse 33 says, "When they came to the place called the Skull, they crucified him there, along with the criminals, one on his right and one on his left. Jesus said, 'Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing.' And they divided up his clothes by casting lots. The people stood by watching, and the rulers even sneered at him. They said, 'He saved others, let him save himself, if he is God's Messiah, the chosen one.' The soldiers came up and mocked him. They offered him wine vinegar and said, 'If you are the king of the Jews, save yourself.' There was written notice above him which read, 'This is the king of the Jews.' One of the criminals who hung there hurled insults. 'Aren't you the Messiah? Save yourself and us.' But the other criminal rebuked him. 'Don't you fear God,' he said, 'since you are under the same sentence. We are punished justly, for we are getting what our deeds deserve, but this man has done nothing wrong.' Then he said, 'Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom.' Jesus answered him, 'Truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise.' It was now about noon, and darkness came over the whole land until 3 p.m, for the sun stopped shining, and the curtain of the temple was torn in two. Jesus called out with a loud voice, 'Father, into your hands I commit my spirit.' When he said this, he breathed his last. Now there was a man named Joseph, a member of the council, a good and upright man. He had not consented to their decision and action. He came from the Judean town of Arimathea, and he himself was waiting for the kingdom of God. Going to Pilate, he asked for Jesus' body. Then he took it down, wrapped it in linen cloth, and placed it in a tomb cut in the rock, one in which no one had yet been laid. It was preparation day, and the Sabbath was about to begin. The women had come with Jesus from Galilee, followed Joseph, and saw the tomb and how his body was laid in it. Then they went home and prepared spices and perfumes, but they rested on the Sabbath in obedience to the commandment. Jesus is condemned to death and is crucified. His disciples take his body and place it in the tomb before the start of the Sabbath. This is the crucifixion and the death of Jesus. Some questions I want to ask is, why is Jesus able to speak so kindly to the crucifiers? Can you imagine? Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do. The people that are causing you pain and hurting you. Number 2 is, how do you think the disciples felt on the day when Jesus died and the days that followed? Can you imagine what their thoughts were when this is the Son of God and he is dead? They haven't experienced the miracle of resurrection. I want to thank you guys for joining us. Think about these things. Think about what Christ went through for each one of us and refocus our life back on Christ. I want to thank you for being part of this. Thank you for joining us. Lord bless you and keep you. Lord make his face shine upon you, be gracious to you. Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow.